Hi everyone, Mr. Shins here. Tonight, we're playing At the Chime of the Bell. Thank you everybody for joining me. Tree, thank you for being first. I'm so happy that you guys are joining me. Hello, Boogeyman. File, thank you for shouting out Boogeyman. I've got to read this. Dad, husband, father, homeowner, computer tech, volunteer EMT, PlayStation pony. What's a PlayStation pony? Extra life veteran, Twitch affiliate and fan, wearer of many hats. Welcome, Boogeyman. Thank you for being here. Craig, it's so nice to have you home. Welcome home. You guys, thank you for shouting each other out. Really appreciate you. So this is a very special stream. This is our first Spooktober VN stream of the year. I hope to do about 10 or 12 of these. Hi, Boogeyman. Thank you for being here. After the game, we are going to we're going to talk with Amra. And if you remember Amra, last year she did Patty Makes Breakfast, and this year she led a whole team. And I'm really excited. Mistershins has played this game and was really enthusiastic about it. So I'm really excited to play it now too. So I think we should dive right in, and then we'll talk to the developers right after. Shift, hello. Tree, thank you for shouting out Shift. Sony Pony is derogatory for being a fan of something, so I tweaked it. Oh, okay. I like it. Craig says, I'm glad more VNs means more streams. The odds are in our favor. I hope so, Craig. I hope you're right about that. Okay, so this is At the Chime of the Bell. Made in 1 month for the Spooktober 2025 VN Jam. And here we go. We're going to start. Vivian Avery died 4 days ago. And it seems word has spread far and wide. It shouldn't surprise me so many have made it today to see her. What happened? How'd she die? Oh, that's not the right button. Return. We'll just click. She was, after all, one of the most renowned spiritual mediums of our time. I suppose some are here to pay their respects. Others are here for spectacle. And I'd wager at least a few doubted the news and felt compelled to confirm it for themselves. Boogeyman, thank you for the lurk. Yes, Aunt Viv is indeed dead. Yes, that is her in the coffin. No, she is not about to leap out and do one last seance. Father Greer is giving his speech. Mother stands a little way away, among the rest of our family, and my dear sister stands beside me with seemingly rapt attention. I know she's bored. Did you see the bell on her headstone? Can you guess what it's for? You're keen to tell me. It's tied to a string that goes all the way inside the coffin. Verity has nothing to say on this. If she should wake up and find herself buried alive, she can ring the bell for someone to dig her up. Oh my God. Callus, thank you for the hydrate. Violet, must you be so morbid? Morbid? I'm simply stating a fact. Well, you can share such facts another time. I'm trying to pay attention. Ah, yes. Father Greer's eulogy. His words are kind, at times even venerating, toward a woman who'd claimed to speak with the dead. I can't find the will to focus. This is rather a nice place to be interred. We look so out of place under all this sunshine. My eyes flow over the sea of figures gathered, but they linger on one person standing away from the others. He certainly catches attention. The only person here not in black. Who's the man standing under that tree? That would be the sexton's son. I recall the kindly-looking face of the older man. As sexton, he oversees the care of the church grounds, including this very cemetery.
The entertainment value is gonna be great.
Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Follows are anonymous, so I'm not going to call you out, but if you feel like chatting, please do whatever's comfortable. Well, I see some resemblance between father and son. Their demeanor is distinctly different. I don't know his name, but he works with his father and has a bit of a reputation for being rude and grumpish. Violet has nothing to say. He is... Yes, he is, isn't he? Oh my God, he is what? I was going to say conspicuous. I think the word you're looking for is handsome, Violet. No, You are not blind, dear sister, and neither am I. The man is ridiculously handsome. He's looking this way. Oh, hide! Where the devil is my fan? Wait, did he just scowl at us? Was that a scowl? Violet, he's coming this way. Violet, he is sauntering. Why was he scowling? Oh, Mother is looking my way. I should see if she needs anything. Verity, don't you dare! Verity! How do you do? This is quite a turnout for a funeral. Yes, my great-aunt had quite the reputation. That she certainly did. There's a trace of mocking in his voice, and looking at his face further confirms it. And are you a blood relative? Can we expect to see another Madame Avery gracing us with supernatural abilities? My therapist's name is Verity. Tree, your therapist is in this. Cadmium, hello, nice to see you. Coelacanth, hello. Hope things are very well textured, nice to see you. A blood ant? Different spelling for the ant, I think, I hope. Alas, no. I'm bereft of any ability to channel the dead, for which I am eternally grateful. I get enough attention simply by being a part of this family. He squints slightly, as if appraising me, before glancing away with apparent disinterest. Cindercritter, you guys, the author and project lead themselves is here. I based it on a therapist. You did not. Welcome, Cindercritter. It's nice to see you. You guys stay put to talk to Cindercritter right after the game. I'm sure such esteemed talent will pop up somewhere in the Avery family, if it hasn't already. Did you know my aunt, mister? Thankfully, no. The closest I'll ever be to the old bat is about 5 feet once everyone is cleared off and I can bury her. Jesus, guy, wow. This is brutal. Rude. Much too close for my liking, but I will endure it. You dropped your handkerchief. I hope you don't expect me to pick it up for you. It seems you handled that well. Yeah, she handled it really well. Ugh, I don't know what his problem is. He is known to be rude. No, there was more to it than that. No matter, how is Mother faring? She just told me she hired a man to guard the grave. Guard the... Does she seriously think grave robbers will try to dig up Aunt Viv? Grave robbing isn't unheard of, Violet, and she is being interred with valuables. But that's not Mother's main reason. She's afraid Aunt Viv might wake up and ring the bell only for no one to hear her. So a guard is being posted by her grave. He is to dig her out if she rings the bell. That is ridiculous. She is very much dead. Violet, please try to understand. Aunt Viv, well, she always had a certain strange air about her, and her heart mysteriously giving out has frightened many people. Tree, good luck recharging the phone. Godspeed. Many people die of heart failure. Not in the middle of their seance. Indeed, the whole thing makes me shiver. I scoff and Verity watches me with that prim kind of judgment that I have never been able to pull off. Yes, you always disbelieved her work. But can you be so certain that nothing supernatural is at play here? Or that the living can never be mistaken for the dead? The thought of her being buried alive. Oh, for heaven's sake, what will it take to let this nonsense go? Aunt Viv's heart needs a recharge as well, indeed. I told you about the bell earlier to give you a little scare, and now I wholeheartedly regret it. If that little bell rings tonight, you will be eating your words. The bell will not ring tonight. And what if it does? Fine. I, Violet Avery, do solemnly pledge to stay here tonight, and I shall watch the grave and the bell, and I shall tell you truthfully in the morrow whether our dear aunt has recovered. Don't talk nonsense. You can't stay at the cemetery. The only nonsense is the superstitious kind I've been hearing over the years. Violet, I'm staying. Tell Mother I'm retiring early to my room as I'm overcome with grief. Leave the back door unlocked so I can sneak back in the morning. How in heaven's name have you become so stubborn? I'll be home before breakfast. I love these two already. All right, I admit it. This is not one of my brighter ideas. Presently, I could be in my warm, comfy bed. Instead, I'm hiding in a garden shed, watching a guard who's watching a grave. He looks almost as bored as I am. The severity in her voice. This has been Dad Jokes with Craig Meister. I've already endured hours of this, but I doubt it's close to midnight yet. Ugh. All night. Why did I decide to stay here all night? You're trespassing. You! Keep your voice down. What are you doing here? That's funny. It's a good thing I decided to patrol the grounds for trespassers, but I'll admit I wasn't expecting someone like you. You've been here this entire time? I'm not trespassing. No. I just got lost. I got lost. I was so distraught after the funeral that I wandered in a daze and got lost. That's a shame, because it's still trespassing, and I will report it to my father, who will report it to your family. No, you really don't have to go through all that trouble. Look, if you just point me to the gate, I'll be on my way. The gate's locked. So I will be escorting you, then reporting it later so I dodge any implications of impropriety. Unless you tell me what you're really doing here. Now. Well? I'm here to watch my aunt's grave, and prove to my sister that she will not be demanding to be exhumed from it. Are you serious? This is why you're here? All right, time to boot you out of here. No, I'm not going anywhere. If you're going to snitch on me, I may as well finish what I started. If you try to drag me out, I'll scream. Oh, you are a menace. I'm about to agree with him when two voices pull at our attention. Another man has joined the guard. I can't hear their exchange, but the second has brought shovels with him. They begin digging Aunt Viv's grave. I turn to look at the man beside me, and he's grinning? Why is he grinning? Those are grave robbers. Are you going to go and apprehend them? Not just yet. I'll wait for them to finish. Once exhausted, I'll get my hands on the slowest one. That's rather smart. How long will it take them to finish? Welcome, Lasersore. If they're experienced, an hour probably. He's not wrong. The minutes drag toward the hour. Staring at my pocket watch doesn't help them go any faster. and the man next to me ignores my handful of awkward attempts at a conversation. Vile Council, thank you for the very generous gift of bits. I really appreciate that, sir. It's an uncomfortable silence. Well, for me anyway. Rythen Wins, hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. Finally, the men drop their shovels and then they start to argue. What are they saying? The second one forgot the wheelbarrow. It seems they're not just here for valuables, they want to take the body too. They wouldn't dare. Bodies hold great value for some. High risk, high reward, I guess. The second man trudges away, presumably to retrieve a wheelbarrow, while the guard plops down on the pile of earth, lights a cigarette, and starts to hum a merry little tune. So we've got some airplanes overhead. It's enough to make me sick. All right, I'll go for the guard. Stay here and stay quiet. Wait, what if he's armed? Have you apprehended a grave robber before? Shins, you have to hum the tune. I'm not gonna hum the tune. Cadmium, thank you for shouting out Vile Council. I appreciate that, sir. Wait, what if he's armed? Have you apprehended a grave robber before? Miss Avery, is it? Are you afraid for my safety? No. I'm touched. Nothing will go wrong. After this, go home and tell your sister there was nothing out of ordinary. Did you hear that? The guard bolts to his feet and stares into the grave. For a long moment, he seems to consider what to do. Rythen Wins, this is At the Chime of the Bell. There is a link pinned at the top of the chat if you'd like to give it a download. For a long moment, he seems to consider what to do. Then he jumps down into the hole. I hear a drawn-out creak of an opening coffin. A blood-curdling cry pierces the air, and the guard is scrambling out of the grave. But just as he manages it, a ghostly hand grabs his leg. He falls, then frantically reaches for his shovel. Behind him crawls out a figure dressed in white. The sight is impossible. It shouldn't be her. She's dead. The guard swings his shovel and it meets Aunt Viv's head, but she barely even staggers. She grabs his neck, and his feet are suddenly off the ground. And before I can even draw another breath, the guard still's in her grasp. I jolt back, and something falls with a loud clank. Bloody hell! Sorry. Maybe scream for good measure. Wait, where is she? I don't see her. She's gone. How did she? All right, stay back. I'll take a closer look through the window. Ah, yes. No, she's right there, by the shed. Oh, she's by the shed. He quickly drops the latch on the door. Are you sure it's my aunt? I don't know what that is, but it doesn't look like a normal old woman. The window has iron bars and she can't open it from the outside. Wait, if that's Aunt Viv, she was buried alive. She must be confused, terrified. Did she just... She's terrified? Those hinges aren't going to hold. Tell me, is breaking doors down normal behavior for your dear aunt? No, of course not. She's been buried alive. None of this is normal. I'll talk to her. She'll remember me. Maybe I can calm her down. Fine. But talk through the door. I'll work on opening the window while you keep her distracted. I turn my attention to the door and force myself to calm down. Aunt Viv, it's Violet, your great niece. Do you remember me? What should this voice be like? Violet. Let's go with that. A ghost who knocks? Right, Craig? Yes, you remember. Little Violet, I came to see if you were all right. Violet, dear Violet, please let me in.
I'm so cold, so frightened. I woke up to darkness. I rang the bell, hoping someone would hear me, save me. A man attacked me. He's still out here. Oh, please help me, Violet. Please open the door. I look over my shoulder and see the sexton's son by the window. He meets my eyes and shakes his head. We're going to open the door or ask Aunt Viv a question. Any votes in chat? Anybody want to make a decision? She knocks it very hard if the hinges are something to worry about. Yes, indeed, Cadmium. Run like hell, dude, says Craig. Okay, so not open the door, I take it. Let's ask Aunt Viv a question. Be responsible, Violet. What do you mean? What do you mean, cindercritter? I don't know if your vote counts at any of this. Just open it. What do you just open it? I'm skeptical. I'm very skeptical right now. I'm skeptical of the developers chiming in and be like, open the door, see what happens.
Why would you doubt the developers? Don't they?
Widdershins, go away. You don't get to vote either. This is not okay.
It's tyranny.
Craig says, hi, Widder.
Hi, Craig.
It's tyranny is what it is, yes. Violet, hun, Violet, babe. Babe, you just watched a man smash in the woman's head and she just picked him up and Mick-murdered him. I like the term Mick-murdered, Cadman. Food, folks, and murder. Everybody's saying Widder. Okay.
No.
All right, we're going to ask Aunt Viv a question first. Because, yeah.
Because you're ignoring the voice of the people.
I'm ignoring the voice of the people. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I like adding Mick at the start of words, says McCadmium. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do this. We're gonna ask a question. It's her voice, but something's entirely wrong about it. And as long as I've known her, she's never pleaded for anything. I'm so glad I asked the question. For the record, I did say run. You did, Craig. Craig and I are on the same page. I'm torn between watching the stream and playing this myself. Wins, go ahead and play it. Go play it. Play it and rate it. It would help the developers a lot if you played it and gave a rating. Okay, here we go. Aunt Viv, do you remember that journal you used to have? The one where you wrote all your notes on spells, ingredients, seance sessions? Yes, of course. My treasured journal. Where was it you used to hide it? Oh, crap. I don't like this at all. I don't like it. I'm scared. I jolt back and knock into his solid body. Fingers grasp my hand and I'm pulled towards the window. Oh boy, says Craig. So, it's not her? That's not her. He's first to jump out and I stumble after him. Just as soon as he steadies me, we turn and run. I dare not look back. Is she following us? I don't think so. I choose to believe him, in part because I have a stitch in my side and I'm very much tired of running. The man finally drops my hand and slumps against a tree. I force myself to keep standing, forcing air into my lungs. Question. Was that normal Madame Avery behavior? Strangling full-grown men and launching into doors like a battering ram? What do you think? Not in a position to speculate on the hobbies of high society women. Do ghosts glide or fly when giving chase? I think the answer is yes, Craig. That wasn't Aunt Vivian. Aside from the behavior, when I asked her about her journal, she couldn't tell me where she kept it. It was always under her pillow, being her most cherished possession. She would never forget that. So, we're dealing with an imposter then. A woman posing as your late aunt. But what for? An elaborate prank? Who would go to the length of being buried alive? Someone mad, or someone with a sinister motive, or both. It could be any one of Aunt's enemies. What kinds of enemies did she have? Aunt Vivian was a renowned medium. While she had many admirers, sometimes she told her clients things they didn't want to hear. And being in her position, doing what she did, well, she could ruin reputations overnight. I hear the man scoff. He said he didn't know her. Wonderful. First grave robbers, now this. Should have known the great Madame Avery wouldn't make it. I should have known the great Madame Avery wouldn't make it a quiet night. There's bound to be something. He's just upset because he's inconvenienced. All right, shit. I can handle this. You stay here. What? Wait, where are you going? Foxling, hello. Cadmium, thank you for shutting out Foxling Bubble. I'm going to apprehend your fake aunt before she does whatever else out there. You're just going to leave me here? Alone? Hi, can't stay long. It's D&D night, but I lurks. Foxling, thank you for the lurk. Good luck with D&D. All right, and I just realized our pre-roll is off, so I'm going to go ahead and run our first commercial break. Sorry to anybody that's behind the commercial wall, but I will see you in just 180 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. Okay. I just have to stop and take a note here. I love how Violet has this this sort of like rom-com lead energy. The writing, cindercritter, I know you're listening. The writing is amazing. I'm loving the characters. I'm loving the banter. Thank you for making this game. I'm enjoying it so much already. Logan, hello. How's being amazing? It's great. I love being amazing. How's it being amazing for you, Logan? Her hair is gorgeous. Oh, it is. I can die happy. Good. Don't die though. But I'm glad that you feel that way about me saying, yeah, it's. Orirising, the character artist. Oh yeah, the characters look great. I added orirising on Blue Sky like yesterday. I found them. I hope they join us tonight, but I don't know if they'll be joining us. But in any case, great. It looks great. The writing is great. I'm really having a good time. All right, moving on. Thank you everybody for being here through the ad break. And Guy just left her. You're just gonna leave me here alone? You weren't even supposed to be here. Look, you'll be fine. Just sit tight. No, I'm coming with you. No. Yes. Listen, just sit tight, admire the moonlight, don't break anything, don't uproot anything. When I'm done, I'll come back, unlock the gate for you, and bid you goodbye. Simple enough instructions. Should I heed them? No. I thought I was going to get to make a choice there. But of course not. That is Violet's choice. We know Violet already. She's not going to do what he says.
Her face.
Look at her face. She's so satisfied with herself right now. So satisfied. Am I going to do that? No. Fuck him. Okay, here we go. There may be a choice in the future. Oh, really? It seems you're not very good at doing what you're told. I intend to find out why my real aunt is not in her grave and who has the gall to impersonate her. And if that entails sticking to you like your shadow, then that is what I'll do. Is there any point in telling you it's too dangerous? No. Fine. Excellent. Lead on then.
You took it out. You took the choice out. You know what? I think it's strong to not have that choice there. I think you made the right choice.
I'm gonna co-sign there because I had the exact same revelation where I was expecting the choice, and the fact that it wasn't a choice made it even funnier.
We can hear her. Yes. Okay. Good. Thank you, Cadmium, for confirming that. That's enough out of you, Peanut Gallery.
Oi.
Oi. We return to find an empty garden shed. The door lies on the ground, having been torn off its hinges. The smell of frankincense lingers in the air, less heady than I remember it being mere hours ago. But strong enough to be certain she was here. What are you looking for? Some things are missing. A set of keys, garden shears. I watch as he rummages through old drawers, and candles, and chalk. A curious set of objects to go missing. Consider the keys, consider the garden shears, consider the candles, consider the chalk. Let's consider... Anybody have any vote? What should we consider first? I think we're going to consider all these things. Let's go ahead and consider the keys. Keys to what exactly? Not to the entrances, that's for certain. I have those on me. She's taken the keys to the mausoleums. Where did the keys lead? Hello, Manic. So, she took the wrong keys or the right keys? Good question. Garden shears? Why take the garden shears? I guess it's too much to hope she's planning on trimming hedges. They would be sharp, wouldn't they? The hedges? The shears? Oh, yes, they would be. Wonderful. My knot ant is armed and dangerous. Let's consider the candles, shall we? She's taken nearly all the candles. Do you have any idea what that's about? If it were Aunt Viv, she'd be using candles for a seance. About a dozen are used, usually. Have you ever seen her do it? Do what? You know. He makes vague gestures with his hands, waving them around like they're on puppet strings. It is utterly ridiculous. Manic says what is she doing? She's going to the mausoleums to shear off a lock of some woman's hair. Maybe. Cadmium says, I'm also really liking the design of the UI. To then draw out a summoner circle and call forth Rama. I mean, so far, I mean, anything could happen at this point.
She's gonna go stake a vampire.
She's gonna stake a vampire. That's what Wittershins just said. I've never been to a seance, no. She strictly forbade us. I can tell he has more questions, but surprisingly, he doesn't give them voice. Let's consider the chalk. Manicrude says medium well. This has been dad jokes with Manicrude. So, there's a piece of chalk missing. Do you take stock of every little thing in here? It's my job to know where everything is. If something goes missing or is out of place, I can usually tell. So, keys, shears, candles, and chalk. What could she be planning with those? Whatever it is, I can't let a criminal roam the grounds and wreak havoc. So you still aim to apprehend her? All right. Then we should go in prepared. Let's see. We'll need rope to tie her with, and a light, and maybe something to defend ourselves. Maybe you should stay here. What? No, I'm coming with you. We've been over this. It's dangerous. Honestly, I've never met a woman so intent on courting danger. I'm not staying here alone. I don't want to see 2 dead bodies by the end of the night. We won't.
We're only apprehending her. I try not to squirm under his steady gaze. Then he reaches for a coil of rope and throws it to me. Hold on to that. And this. He hands me a lantern, and I resist the urge to grin. Wait, why do you get a shovel? This is our defense. You have rope and light. Are you going to be picky? No. She wants to be, though. Then let's go. One moment. If you come to be in mortal peril, and I need to dramatically call out your name, what should I call you? If I'm in mortal peril? Very well, if you need to call out dramatically, I'm Violet. Miss Avery sounds too formal. We don't have all night, you know. Is Daniel. Very good. Let's be off then, Daniel. Since she took the mausoleum keys, we'll look for her there first. I nod and follow after him. But that familiar scent of frankincense catches me mid-step. It's pungent, almost unbearably so. My mind abruptly conjures a scene from earlier that day. Aunt Viv lay peacefully in her coffin. The heady scents almost completely masked the smell of decay. Wait. I follow the scent with my nose, and it leads in another direction. What are you? That's not the way the mausoleums. Oh, that's not the way to the mausoleums. She went this way, I'm sure of it. Daniil, hello. This is not your time zone, mister. I made an announcement, you guys. You gotta, come on. Hi, Daniil. Nice to see you, sir. There was an announcement that this was going to be an early stream. I can't believe nobody read the announcements. I must sacrifice you? Daniil, there will be no sacrificing. Cadmium, thank you for shouting out Daniil. Toss him off a ledge. I read it. Just lost track of time, says Cadmium. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you for reading the announcement, Cadmium. Well, that escalated quickly. It did. We went from hello to off the ledge. All right. How are you? I'm well, thank you, Daniil. I hope you are well, sir. All right, we're going to continue. Very nice to have you here, Daniil. Oh, and I need to ask: Are you streaming tonight or tomorrow? Are you doing a stream? Please let me know. She went this way. I'm sure of it. I hear Daniel grumble behind me, but he doesn't argue. I may have overestimated my sense of smell, but at this point, blessedly, there are no possible diverging paths. There's only one, and it's bracketed by trees, hedges, and various monuments. Daniel has wordlessly taken the lead. It's not easy to see far ahead, even in the clear moonlight. Ha! To any bystander, this would look like a clandestine rendezvous. We turn a corner, and I'm wholly unprepared to have a direct view of our quarry. Cadmium, good luck, Godspeed. Daniel freezes, and I almost collide into him. Aunt Viv, or her imposter, is kneeling in a small clearing. Her back is to us, and I can't see what she's doing. The sight looks so startlingly ethereal. Bathed in moonlight as she is, one might think she's a woman of the Fae, plucked straight out of some cautionary fairy tale. I know you're there. She stands up and turns, and that smile is wrong. Her hair is a mess and her skin is pale, but it's the eyes that are nothing like Aunt Vivian's. Have you followed me here? Curious to see what I'm up to? What I will do? Why, I mean no harm. I'm just an innocent old lady picking flowers. A mocking laugh passes her lips. You're going to insist on interfering, aren't you? Who are you? What did you do with Aunt Vivian? Anuko, hello. Now, Violet, is that any way to speak to an elder? I surely taught you better than that. Nope, it's the shovel with this one. Beside me, Daniel slowly lifts his shovel. No desire to talk this through, boy? Out for blood? Ha! The audacity. Very well. I have my plans, and you will not be getting in my way. She snatches the shears staked in the ground and surges at us. Before I know it, she's upon Daniel, shears drawn, open with a sharp swash of metal. I stagger back while the shovel knocks the blades away. She pulls back and quickly advances again and again. Daniel swings at her, managing to hit her side, but she doesn't seem affected by it at all. The shears open wide and surge forward. Daniel stumbles back, colliding with a tree trunk, and in a flash, the blades follow, impaling at a hair's breadth from either side of his neck. I swing my lantern without thinking, and I'm horrified because it hits true with a loud thunk. Lord, did I just murder her? Sorry. But her head barely jerks at the impact. Instead, she swivels, and suddenly her eyes are on me, and she's lifting me by the neck. Another Avery interfering. Are you worth the effort, girl? Frankincense mixes with decay. My vision begins to blur, and her grip is so strong. But then, I feel the ground beneath me. She let me go? Blearily, I watch her walk away. She picks up a bunch of flowers, still resting where she'd been kneeling. Harebells? Why was she picking? I blink, and she's gone. Someone's calling my name, and it's not Aunt Vivian. Violet! Violet, are you all right? I manage to stand up and force a deep breath, then another. Then my eyes fall to Daniel. Yes, Good Lord, are you all right? I'm fine. I just can't seem to pry these shears out. Wait, I'll do it. Just stay still. What are you? Move your fingers. Wait. Don't just try to pull it out like that. You'll slice my head off. Try to calm down. Wriggle it. Wriggle it. Up and down. What are you doing with your leg? I'm trying to gain more leverage. Put it back down. Lord, help me. I can't concentrate with you yelling at me. Just let me do this, will you? A menace. He shuts his eyes and stays quiet. With a little more wriggling, I finally pull the shears out, staggering back before casting them aside. I'm gathering my breath and smoothing down my skirt while he mutters a thank you. He sits himself down on a nearby stone bench, folds his arms, and stares at the ground with a frown. You guys, thank you for chatting. I'm sorry that I'm less responsive to chat this stream than usual, but I am seeing your chats, and I appreciate everybody engaging. So, evidently, we have underestimated the danger of this situation. Grave robbers, a murderer, an impossibly strong not aunt, a murderous, impossibly strong not aunt. I can scarcely believe it, but what other plausible explanation is there? That was her face. I've seen it enough times that there's no mistaking it, but the way she looked at me was utterly foreign. And the smell, the seance, the harebells. What had she once said about harebells? I did warn you this was dangerous, and you're rambling, by the way. It's a far sight better than sulking and mumbling. If we could focus on getting to the bottom of this, that would be helpful. I have a theory. You're not going to like it. That imposter's not dressed to look like my aunt. That is no wig, no costume. That is my aunt's body. And I'm back. A good read. Oh, you were already finished, Wins? That was quick. I hope you gave the game a rating. When she got close, I smelled frankincense and decay, just as I did hours ago when I saw her in the coffin. And when I think on it, there was no opportunity for anyone to replace her body between then and the burial. And if we recall how she died, well, it was heart failure in the middle of her seance. Can't believe I'm saying this, but what if a spirit possessed her? Maybe somehow it caused her death, too. What if it's been inside her ever since then? Rating it now. Thank you, Wins. That is really awesome of you. Miss Avery. I know, mere speculation, but what possible explanation is there for her incredible strength, other than a supernatural one? The supernatural isn't real. I know, I get it. I also never believed in such things, but logic dictates we look at the facts. And for one, it is a fact that your aunt was a fraud. She swindled people out of their money. She used their grief by pretending to be the voices of their dead loved ones. Sitting at a table, turning off the lights, spooking people. She already had wealth, so it couldn't have been about money. She must have been doing it just to toy with the vulnerable. So now, one of them has gone mad and decided to dress up as her. But conveniently, the real Madame Avery's dead, so she doesn't get to see the mess she's made. You went to see her? What? You went to see her? Did she do a seance for you? Did she tell you things you didn't want to hear? I've never believed any of that rubbish, and I sure as hell won't start now, so save yourself the trouble. None of it is real. I'm torn. On one hand, I want to shout back, to defend Aunt Viv. How dare he slander her? Who does he think he is? On the other hand, he reminds me of me. Is it worse that her own niece thought her a fraud? If we are dealing with a true possession, if all of this was always real, it changes everything. Daniel, it's not real. Whatever thoughts he's running within his head, they do not seem to be having their intended effect. Black, hello, nice to see you, sir. A mere 5 minutes pass, and from the corner of my eye, he seems to be fraying at the seams. Should I say something? But what do I even... I'm dead. Wait, what? He's dead? He's not dead. What's he saying? Come morning, there'll be one dead body, one empty grave, and one impossible killer. And the impossible doesn't exist, so they'll think it was me, and I'll hang. Oh, I see what he's saying. You won't hang. I'm just the sexton's son. Any good connections father does have don't matter. My social graces are abysmal. Why bother searching for other suspects when there's me? He turns to me and grabs onto my sleeves. I am royally fucked. No, come now, we'll think of something. Maybe I can buy a one-way ticket to Australia. What? God, this'll break Father's heart. I should leave him a note. But what would I even say? Daniel... Yes, I'll have to change my name too. Daniel, pull yourself together. I lightly slap his face. Focus! Let's think this through. We've a few more hours before daylight. Obviously, we cannot report a murderous dead person, but we still have time to find the not aunt and rebury her. Rebury her? You still want to go after her? You said yourself she has supernatural strength last time we survived, but next time I doubt we'll be so lucky. Well, I'm ever so glad we finally come to terms with this being a supernatural problem, because it'll need a supernatural solution. If an evil spirit can possess a body, there's surely a way to cast it out, too. Do you know how to deal with an evil spirit possessing a dead body? No. but I do know someone who would. At this hour? Oh, I do hope I'm right. Come on, we've wasted enough time. So, why are we back here? Help me get into the grave. All right. What are you looking for? Oof, it's a little dark in here. Do you want the lantern? I'm fine. Keep a lookout. The dead grave robber's still here. Otherwise, I think we're alone. Aha! I found it! Help me out. Look, it's Aunt Viv's journal. It was under her pillow. I guess she'd be buried with it, and I was right. If anyone knows how to get rid of a malevolent spirit, it's her. All right, let's see. I start flipping through the journal. Various notes fill the pages, next to strange sigils and drawings. It's a bit of a mess, but I have no trouble reading Aunt Viv's handwriting. This here talks about the possession of the living and... Ah! Here we are. The possession of the dead is rare. The spirit cannot be expelled from the body by usual arcane means, and must instead be killed again. A particularly vengeful spirit may be tougher to kill, but as with other spirits, it is susceptible to the light of a moth candle. What's a moth candle? Oh, it's here. A candle that lures spirits like moths to a flame. Spirits become transfixed and approach the flame. Lamp, says Anuko. LAMP. Causes no actual harm and it doesn't last very long, but at least it'll give us a fighting chance to bring her down. So, we're killing the knot ant? Well, I don't think it's really killing since both body and spirit are already dead. So we're just causing grievous bodily harm so the spirit leaves? Yes, I think that's right. What is it? I suppose I thought you'd be reluctant to harm her. I know it isn't really your aunt, it's her body, but maybe there's something else in this journal, some other way to cast the spirit out. I don't think there is. You could just let me handle this. You don't actually have to be here. Are you trying to get rid of me again? I'm trying to understand why you're still here. Thank you for the shout out for Black. We don't have much time. We need to prepare a moth candle, then we need to find her.
The entertainment value is gonna be great.
Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Nani, hello. Yoshi, hello. I think you were right about her going for the mausoleums. Once we, I waved the journal in a thwacking gesture. We need to get back here and bury her. Hang on. You're going to help me bury her? Of course I'll help. Honestly, what kind of person do you take me for? Let's get to it then. Thankfully, the instructions for making a moth candle are simple and the ingredients are within our reach. Black, thank you for shutting out cadmium. Sticky maple tree sap is kneaded with crushed pine needles and candle wax, then pressed and shaped onto the top of a candle. I suppose this marks my first foray into, well, witchcraft. It looks almost like the picture. The wick only just sticks out from the top, but it should be fine. It won't take long for it to burn through this top layer. We have maybe a few minutes before it goes back to being just another candle. And we'll only light it when we absolutely have to. Make sure you all make your own moth candles in time for Hallows Eve. Oh my god, is this a real way, like, we can make moth candles? Like, this is the way it's done? You didn't just make this up? That's exciting. I'm going to make one. I'm going to take a picture, and I'm going to send it to you, cindercritter. I'm going to do it. I gingerly place the moth candle inside the lantern and pocket a matchbox. I hope it works. The mausoleums are this way. So, she's in this one. Oh, so she's in this one? It's the only mausoleum that's opened. She's not even bothering to hide, is she? Wait, that name on the front. This is the Hollows Mausoleum? You know of them? They were a powerful family. Their reputation fell into ruin when the head of their family was discovered dabbling in ritual sacrifices. It happened a few years ago, but I still hear the odd, grisly rumor about it. Alton Hollow died soon after they caught him, and I recall Aunt Viv being distinctly pleased about it. Wonderful. All right. My money's on him possessing her. I rather hope he isn't. Let's suppose he is. Stay close and have the candle at the ready. I hold my breath as we quietly slip inside, but soon it's apparent there's no one else in here. Daniel lights the spare candle and takes a closer look around.
What happened to the Thermi? It's the Thermi's day off. Yoshi, I explained this a little earlier, but there's no redeems during Spooktober streams, but they will be back when we do Dragon Quest on Monday.
Blazes. Looks like we missed him. Wait. Over here. We come to the back of a tomb. A marble slab at the foot of it has been shifted aside, revealing a narrow, hidden passage. This is a first. It looks pitch black in there. I'll go in first. Step carefully. It's colder down here, and I can't help my shiver. Daniel's candle barely lights 2 steps ahead of him, and I can't light the moth candle just yet. But I hold the lantern at the ready, hoping I'll see our quarry through this darkness before he sees us. I reach out in front of me, hoping I don't bump into anything, but then I feel a hand take mine, and I almost stumble in surprise. Easy. Here. He places my hand gently on his shoulder. Hold on. Something in my chest eases. Have I been anxious? Fearful? Nonsense, I've been fine. Step where I step, all right? The ground here feels unstable. What is this place? I have no idea. Some of this stonework looks very old. We continue on until we come to a split in the passage. Daniel gestures to the right before blowing out his candle. There's a light coming from around the corner. This is it then. Moth candle and shovel at the ready, we peek carefully around the corner and gape at the sight that greets us. Are you taking recommendations for other Spooktober games? Wins? Absolutely. You have found me again, Miss Avery. I wonder, what is it you plan to do? Assail me again with your lantern or with a shovel? Rather uncivilized, if I do say so myself. Hardly the behavior I would expect of a lady. If there's any truth to the rumors, you are hardly one to talk about what's civilized. Ah, clever girl, yes. I am indeed the Alton Hollow, lifelong purveyor of all things occult, with a penchant for the necromantic. Have my exploits reached the papers after my death? Far and wide, hmm? Ah, no need to stand on ceremony.
Oririsings, hello. Yes, it is Oririsings who did the character design for this. Welcome, Oririsings. I hope I'm saying your name correctly.
It is unfortunate this body does not do me justice. Madame Avery has always had a striking presence in any crowd, but being in her body lessens the impression, I'm afraid. I suppose being dead will do that. Did you kill her at the seance? Was that how you possessed her body? Yes, indeed. Her pitiful charms did little against the might of my power. A bit of a disappointment, really. All the knowledge she so greedily coveted over the years, I thought she'd be a worthy adversary. A seance is dangerous business, my dear. The medium is at their most vulnerable. The usual barriers turn thin and porous. All I had to do was bide my time, and here I am now, in Madame Avery's body, no less. Ha! You appear to be brimming with questions, little Violet. Curious like your dear aunt, aren't you? Don't ever let it be said that I'm ungenerous. You may ask me one question, girl. Anything you like. Just one. I've enough for a bleeding lifetime. How about 2 questions, seeing as there's 2 of us? Very well. 1 question each. Don't squander it. I don't intend to. Okay, so we've got 2 questions. Why did you possess Aunt Vivian? What are you doing here? Do you plan to kill us? Why were you picking harebells? I think that's the one I want to ask. Anybody in the chat have an idea of what we should ask? While we're deciding, I'm going to do why were you picking harebells? Those flowers, the harebells. What are they for? Oh, Violet has just the one question. Oh no. Do you plan to kill us is obvious, says Anuko. I sent a whisper, does that work? Yes, thank you, Wince, I appreciate it. Haha, says cindercritter. Oh no, we're in for it. Should I save? Should I save? Is it too late? Should I back up? Oh, Cadmium, thank you. Oh, Delve, Murder Nevermore. The Road Less Traveled. Cadmium, thank you for posting the link. Okay, we're going to continue and ask this question. Those flowers, the harebells, what are they for? A curious choice for a question, Violet. Very well. Look here. He gestures to a nearby chalk circle on the ground, surrounded by candles and what look like various sigils. Finally found a game Shin is good at. Thank you, Yoshi. I appreciate your compliment. In the center sits a lone candle. Flowers sit pressed into the wax and stained with blood. Old necromantic magic, a single element unremarkable on its own, but powerful with its brethren. Your aunt would have found it beneath her. Doubtless she wouldn't have known it is a key component to raising the dead. Next, boy, ask your question. How do we kill you permanently? There would be 2 ways. Do go on. Either I leave the body willingly, or it becomes too damaged to wield. I suppose asking nicely for the former isn't an option. How long do you plan on possessing my aunt's body? Ah, that'd be the 3rd question, which you do not have. All right then. Daniel raises his shovel. Ha! You're bold, boy. It seems the shears weren't enough to drive some sense into you. Very well. This time I won't be leaving you alive. I don't see any shears on you, old man. Alton Hollow cackles and spreads his arms wide. I have everything I need. He reaches the bloodied candle and instantly ignites the wick. Surgite me mortua. Donec luna lucet surgite. Me mandatis parete et surgite. Heavy stone grinds against stone. The earth shakes and crumbles. Dust takes to the air. The many tombs around us begin to open, and skeletal hands reach forth, grasping stiffly at the air, finding purchase and pulling. There are dozens of rising dead, and the empty orbits of their eyes all turn to the two of us. Oh Lord, they coming, says Cadmium. The bonks, Daniel, hit her with the bonks. Right, Manic? Quickly, light the moth candle. And then what? There's too many to deal with. At least try it to see if it even works. I grab a matchstick from my pocket, strike it, and fumble with the lantern. Hurry! The undead close in and the tiny flame flickers. I hold my breath and light the candle. It's working. They stopped. And now they're getting closer again. Hollow has joined them, ambling toward the moth candle as though he were spellbound. Headbutt Daniel. Cindercritter is writing more. As long as they're transfixed by the flame, we're safe. I don't think this will work as soon as the candle's out of their sight. Daniel, what do we do? We need to lure them somewhere. All right, get ready to run as soon as you snuff out the flame. Snuff it out? It won't burn for long, remember? I lick my thumb and forefinger, then pinch the wick. The change is immediate. I see Hollow blink in confusion as Daniel pulls me away. They're following, and my heart thunders in my chest. We turn one corner, then another. It's nigh impossible to run in this darkness without tripping and stumbling. My hand reaches for the wall beside me. It's all I can do to keep my balance. Bones frantically click and clatter against a stone, a cacophony that echoes through the passage, right behind me and louder than anything else. But I can't stop. I'm overcome with terror, and caution be damned, I break into a run. I run and run until the sounds are well behind me. The wall beside me abruptly disappears, and I almost collide with the one in front of me. I urgently feel my way around. There's a path to my left, and another to my right. But there's no Daniel. Where did he turn off? Here? Or earlier? Oh, shoot. Confounded. Which way do I go? Okay, do we turn left, turn right, or turn back? I think we gotta go back for Daniel. This is how I feel. Any votes? Somebody's thinking. I can hear. Okay, Cindercritter says, I'm getting sequel ideas. You'll please keep the ideas coming. I did not go back, says Wins. We don't know if he turned earlier. I go back for no one. They are all assumed dead, says Yoshi. But Yoshi, there's no like we can go. We can turn left or right, or we can go back. I think if you turn back, she's gonna get you. That's a good point, Manic. Oh my God, what do we do? But we can't. Daniel may have been gotten. He might be fighting for his life right now. We've got to go. We've got to get him. Cadmium says right. You guys, are we just leaving Daniel behind? Turn right. Win says Daniel. Yoshi says turn left. You guys are no help at all. He might have turned here. Okay, all right. We'll go right. Okay, Cadmium. Think of Daniel, says Wins. Cadmium says turn right. Let's go turn right. You got to get Danny boy. Daniel. Okay, we don't know. It implies any are possible, says Cadmium. It's true. Remember Orpheus. Oh, stop. Thank you, Anuko. Thank you. Ignore the Yoshi. Wait, but Yoshi, you're saying ignore you? Turn back at your peril, says Anuko. Okay, we're going to turn right. Oh, Danny boy. The pipes are calling. Okay, here we go. Turn right. We're turning right. We're doing this. I take the right passageway. Aside from some erosion that I almost stumble over, it feels like any other passage. Did Daniel go this way? Oh, it's impossible to tell. Every passage feels and smells and sounds like the other. Is this hole in the ground the same one I stumbled over earlier? I'm lost. I'm lost in a maze of dark passages with skeletons hunting after me. And I'm alone, with a lantern I'm not supposed to light. There's a lesson in here somewhere, Violet. A lesson about how stubborn young ladies shouldn't lurk in cemeteries or something to that effect. The sounds of bones on stone draws closer once again. And for a moment, I try to discern the source of the echo, but I have no chance if I'm blind. I fish out a matchstick and open the lantern. The wick of the moth candle takes the flame and... I have no idea I was standing in a fork of passages. Nor that every passage has more undead than I can count. And every skull is trained on me, on the little, mesmerizing flame I'm holding up for dear life. As before, the undead begin to slowly amble closer. Breathe, Violet. Breathe. Violet. Gah! Shit! I'm sorry. Where were you? God. Look, come this way. You scared the living daylights out of me, and I just came from that way. Please, just trust me. You're burning the moth candle. We don't have much time. But they'll follow us. Good. Let's go. At every corner we turn, the undead scramble after us until the light of the candle greets them and they turn docile again. I keep holding up the lantern, looking behind me every few seconds while Daniel leads us away. His hand is now on my shoulder, and it's heavy and warm. He does not move it from me even for a second, and I'm surprised by how relieved I am for it. Here, watch your step. We come to a room where much of the ground is eroded away, leaving a small black chasm. I knock a pebble off the edge, and it takes a few seconds to hear it hit the bottom. We can jump over to that spot there. Hurry, they're coming. He's the first to cross. I look behind me one last time before I follow with a leap. Yoshi says should have gone left. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. He catches me, and I hear the loud scrambling of undead before I quickly right the lantern. They're walking over the edge. The candle's luring them. I can't believe it's working. I watch with utter fascination as every single skeleton reaches for the flame, only for the large maw of the chasm to take them as they step forward. Alton's hollow little vassals fall one by one to their doom, but the victory is short-lived. Oh no, Daniel, the ground beneath him is falling away. How will we get back across? You still have the rope. We can tie it to something. We look at the other side, but there seems to be nothing for the rope to gain purchase. Can you jump it? Daniel shakes his head and doesn't even seem to notice as the last of the undead falls into darkness. Daniel, Hollow's still out there. We should conserve the moth candle. Oh, right. He lights his own candle and I snuff out mine. For a long minute, we stare at the other side of the chasm. Beyond it, the path seems clear. Alas, staring at it doesn't bring said path any closer. We're trapped unless we can think of something. What if you tie me to the other end of the rope and throw me to the other side? That is a decidedly terrible idea. I imagine you have the strength to do it. Besides, I'm not that heavy. You overestimate my strength and my skill at throwing dainty ladies over chasms. And even if you do get across, how you manage to pull me over? No, we'll have to think of something else. We wait a few minutes for the something else. Nobody tosses a dwarf. I wonder, do you see that torch sconce over there? The one in the passageway? I squint, and I can just make out the sconce in the darkness. Yes, answer the question, Daniel. I may be able to throw the end of the rope over it. If it's made of cast iron, it should be strong enough to hold our weight. Or at least yours. Can you throw it that far? I can try. He does try. Again, and again, and again. But by my pocket watch, it's about 30 minutes before he finally throws the looped end over the torch. Then he tugs it, and the torch disintegrates. Damned infernal piece of... But the sconce itself is still there. You can still try to get the rope around it. He settles onto the ground and glares daggers at the thing before rubbing his face wearily. I'm only getting more frustrated. I need a break. Do you mind if I try? Be my guest. He hands me the rope, and I wince at the sudden sting on my wrist. What's wrong? Bring my hand to the candlelight and frown at the nasty scrape I hadn't even noticed. Why didn't you say anything? I didn't... He cups my hand gently with both of his, and my brain cannot go past the sensation of warmth in the contact. This can get infected. I don't think I have anything to bandage it up. Do you? His eyes stare into mine, and... Have I ever seen eyes so dark? Wait, what is he saying? Oh, bandage. Yes, a bandage. Will my handkerchief do? I fish out the piece of cloth, and he doesn't hesitate to start wrapping it gingerly around my wrist. Focus, Avery, says Manic. Oh, there is certain danger in looking into his eyes now. How did this happen? I forgot my gloves. It's a pointless thing to say, but it's all I can manage. Bullbrew, hello! I don't mind. My addled brain vaguely hears the words. I can recover from this. I should focus on the matter on the matter of being stuck beneath a cemetery. Violet, I should apologize. What for? If you're referring to leaving me alone in the passageway earlier, no, that's not what I meant. But I'm sorry for that too. I meant more generally. I had certain preconceptions about you, and I regret how I was. He gestures vaguely at himself. I took my frustrations out on you, even though you had nothing to do with things. Oh. So, I'm sorry. Apology accepted. And I'm sorry you lost your aunt. I'm sorry I gave you the stank eye, says Cadmium. He did. He's sorry about that. Thank you. He ties the ends of the bandage and withdraws his fingers. Were you too close? There's an honest answer I haven't given voice to, but now that it's asked and so openly, and by him, no, not really. I never believed in any of her abilities or in the spirits of the dead. And in truth, I resented her because everyone else around me seemed to believe it all. And now that it turns out to be true, I haven't really had time to think on it. It's a lot. I nod and regard him quietly. What did she say to you, Daniel, for you to dislike her so? Oh, it's to do with my mother. Father went to see your aunt, several times in fact. He doesn't want to let go. Oh, I'm sorry. Me too. Dawn will be coming soon. We should try to find a way out of here. Yes, of course. I watch as he takes the rope and tries again to loop it to the sconce on the other side. But even if he manages it, will it hold our weight when we try to cross over? And then there's still Hollow to worry about. He's still out there, keen to see an end to us. Think, Violet, how can we get ourselves out of this mess? I consider what we have at our disposal. Let's consider the moth candle. The moth candle is nearly depleted.
Sorry, no, I'm falling for the sextant sun, apparently. Me too, Manic.
It's dangerous to look into those eyes. We could lure Hollow over the edge of the chasm, but we need to find the opportune moment for it. What about the rope? The rope seems to be our only way out of here. But what if Daniel doesn't manage to secure it to the sconce? The light here is dim enough as it is. If this candle runs out, how will he see what he's doing? Aunt Viv's journal. Is there something in Aunt Viv's journal that might help? I flip through the pages. Anything on teleportation? No. Levitation? No. Magicking a rope up into the sky? Closing up a chasm? Conjuring stepping stones? No. Wait. What had Hollow said about Aunt Viv? They were rivals? I looked down at the journal in my lap. All her seances, documented here. All her charms and spells neatly described. Years of her work, right here in my hands. Daniel, I have an idea.
Okay, we're going to take this moment because our pre-roll is about to go off to do our next commercial break. Sorry to anybody that is behind the commercial wall, but I will see you in just 180 seconds.
Welcome back, everyone.
Okay. Thank you for sticking with me through the break.
Under a sky turned red as blood and black as soot, heed my words. As it tears above, let earth tear below. Awaken bone and sinew of the long dormant.
The most dangerous evocations are kept closely guarded by their practitioners, although some of their secrets have slipped through.
Awaken bone and sin.
Such as the invocations pertaining to bodily possession and communing with the spirit realms.
Awaken bone and...
Of which there are 3, although a 4th has been rumored among the...
What the devil is she?
Ancient spells for body preservation in the face of natural decay. Which is the most potent of enchantments, but lasts only a short while.
You, girl, what are you reading? And how are you still alive?
Where are...
This is Aunt Vivian's journal.
Under Article 7, Subsection 3, necromancy is hereby defined as to include, but not limited to, Anuko. Thank you for that.
This is Aunt Vivian's journal.
I hold up the journal, and in the candlelight of Hollow's own torch, I see his eyes widen and gleam.
All her coveted secrets in one convenient place, and she left it to me.
You are a clever one. You have my attention.
Help us get across. In exchange, I'll give you the journal.
Ha! Is that all? You must know the value of what you're holding.
I value our lives more, Mr. Hollow. Once you secure the rope for us, we'll test its weight, then get across. Then I'll give you the journal, and we'll leave. We won't interfere with your plans.
If this is a trick...
I just want this night to end. I want to live, and I want to put all this behind me.
Likewise.
The candles are dwindling, Mr. Hollow. Do we have a deal?
Throw me the rope.
Daniel throws one end of the rope over, and Hollow quickly secures it to the sconce. I'll go first, and you won't get the journal if she doesn't make it across.
Fair.
Soon, Daniel wraps himself around the taut rope and makes his way across.
Very well. Now
I see his eyes, his wide eyes, Aunt Vivian's eyes, stare at the enchanting flame of the moth candle. He takes a step forward, then another, then... Hollow doesn't scream as he falls into the chasm. He's swallowed by darkness, and for a long moment I wait for some sign of him, some shout or curse even. But nothing comes up from the depths. I don't notice as the last of the moth wax burns away. Violet. Violet, come across. Leave the lantern. Are you all right? We did it. Yes, we did. That was brilliant thinking, luring him to us with the journal. I wasn't sure he'd take the bait, but he did. Your aunt's secrets in exchange for our lives, a deal so enticing he didn't see the risks. Or he did, but chose to ignore them. He thought us too weak of a threat. We make quite the team, Miss Avery. That we do. Hmm? Oh, yes. The dawn. Oh, the dawn. We can't rebury your aunt, Violet. Her grave's empty, and it won't be long before Father starts checking the grounds. Oh, well, we can just fill up the grave. No one will know she's not in there. We don't have much time. I'll need you to help me. How fast can you shovel dirt? It's fine. We can do this. Come on. How do you do this? How do you do this every day? Hang in there. We're almost done. Just in time for dawn. All right. That should do it. I think we're finally done. Oh, thank God. Not bad for a lady. Don't tease. I will not stand for it after this horror of a night we've had. You did well. Thank you, Violet. You're what? Oh no. What is it now? The guard. The guard's still over there. We forgot all about the other bleeding dead body. Oh, can we bury him somewhere? There's no time. Well, shit. Wait, someone's coming. Oh, no. Quickly, into the garden shed. Is it your father? No, it's the other grave robber. He's brought a wheelbarrow. If he digs up that damn grave again after all our effort... But the man does no such thing. Instead, he startles at the sight of his accomplice lying motionless nearby. He inches closer to the body, gives it a little kick, and stares for a long time. Then, to my utter astonishment, he brings over the wheelbarrow and heaves the body into it. Well, I'll be... Surely not. He looks to see if the coast is clear, then quickly wheels away. That's it? He's just taking him away. No search for the assailant. I guess as long as he's found himself a cadaver, his job here is done. Is it wrong to feel hugely grateful for him? He's just taken a problem off our hands. This night, I feel like I've seen it all. Dawn's almost here. You should probably go before anyone notices you. I heave a labored sigh. Yes, you're right. Mother will be waking up in an hour or so. I mustn't miss breakfast. I'll escort you to the gates. Thank you. We slowly make our way through the cemetery grounds. There's a chill to the air. I suppose it's been here this entire time, but I can't remember when I'd last felt its bite. I cup my hands and blow into them, savoring the temporary warmth. Beside me, Daniel rubs his arms. I don't usually stay here this late. I look around us. Monuments, some old, some new, sit amidst the foliage. Flowers sit upon them, or grow about them. The many faces I see here are those of maidens carved out of stone. Some are cherubs, some are skulls.
No, Cinder said there's going to be a sequel. Yeah, no, this can't be the end. There's going to be more. Foliage, 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 my friend. Thank you, Cadmium. I appreciate that. Goddamn foliage. Foliage. In the light of the day, the myriad colors will fully return, but it's beautiful at this hour. It is. I hear birds tweeting merrily in the canopy above us. This place feels so alive. Is that a strange thing to say? Not strange at all. I feel it too. But also, we just survived a hell of a night. I haven't wrapped my head around it all. An evil spirit possessing a body, raising the dead, almost murdering us twice. How have we survived this? I trace the edges of the journal tucked under my arm. With a little help. Well, I'm grateful for it. As am I. And for you. That is, I mean, you being here. I mean, with the shears and the journal and the things you said. Were you really going to run off to Australia? Well, I'm grateful for you being here too. If you hadn't found me back in that maze of passages, I likely would still be there. If we hadn't stopped Hollow, blazes, so many unanswered questions. Yes, but we reached the gates, and I find myself wishing this conversation to continue. Daniel pulls out his keys and sorts through them slowly. So, will you be reading that? The journal? I'm not sure. I suppose it can shed some light on all that has happened tonight. But at the same time, I feel like doing so will open a path I'm not sure I want to follow. In your aunt's footsteps? Perhaps. Well, one thing's for certain. Neither of us can go back to the way things were. If I were to find some answers, would you want to know? Yes. If I were to find some answers here, such as records on the Hollow Mausoleum, the passageways, I would want to know. Oh, but we would have to meet discreetly. I should not be seen alone with you. Yes, of course. It would be inappropriate. If Mother found out, she would have an apoplectic fit. At night works best for me, when Father's in bed. So, a few nights from now? I'm sure to find something by then. Garden shed before 8 o'clock? We can compare notes. Just notes. Just notes. Nothing else. Oh, here. He turns the key in the padlock and opens the gate. You should go before anyone sees you. Just notes, Daniel. Nothing else. Of course not. What else would they compare? Yeah, Anuko, thank you for asking the question. It's pertinent. You should go before anyone sees you. Manic was typing the same thing. All right. Good morning, Violet Avery. I quietly close the back gate of my house and sneak up to my room. The sun is cresting over the horizon,
and as I fall into my bed, I realize just how exhausted I am. Soon, Verity will be knocking on my door and she'll ask a question I'm unsure how to answer. Did Aunt Viv ring the bell, Violet? She'll ask. Oh, Verity, have I got a story to tell? Oh, Verity, I fell asleep. Do we trust Verity to keep our secrets? I think we got to keep this between us. Let's compare hidden birthmarks. Oh, cool. Mine says Tanakh. Oh, God. All right. I'm gonna say we fell asleep. Let's keep our secrets. Oh, Verity, I saw and heard nothing, I'll say. I fell asleep in a garden shed and woke up an hour ago. It was, without a doubt, an entirely ordinary, uneventful night at the cemetery. I wonder if she'll believe me. What a fantastic game. Thank you guys for joining me, and this was really something special. I really enjoyed this. Let's get Amra, and if Ru and who else has joined? We're gonna get Amra and I think John Barone may be here, and Ru may be here, and orirising might be here as well. So if you guys want to join me in the Spooktober Q&A channel, we can talk about the game a little bit and talk about your work. Hello. Shins broke the universe again. Say words, other people.
Testing.
Other people.
Oh gosh, it's my mic muted.
What about now, everybody? Yes, Cadmium, you saved the day. Thank you. Wow. We can hear them now. Okay, we're going to start over.
No, you're getting too far.
It's okay. I was saying, Amra, can I have you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone. My name's Amra, and I am the project lead and the writer of At the Chime of the Bell. Lovely to be here.
Welcome, Amra. Thank you for being here. And John, can I have you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm John. I wrote the soundtrack.
Perfect. And Michael, can I have you introduce yourself?
Of course. Hi everyone, my name's Michael, and I was the sprite artist for At the Time of the Bell. It's great to be here.
Thank you. Sorry about that technical difficulty. Cadmium, you're the best moderator in the world. Thank you for saving us from having no sound. Okay, I just forgot to add a scene in one of my scenes in Discord. There we go. So Amra, I've been saying your name wrong. You went.
Amra's fine.
Amra's fine. Okay. You went from being a solo dev to being a project lead this year. You were a solo dev on Patty Makes Breakfast, which we really enjoyed last year. Can you talk a little bit about how different this was compared to Patty Makes Breakfast?
World's different.
World's different.
World's different. Yeah, I think in terms of comparison of the two projects, that is the major difference. Because last year I was, everything is kind of on me, and the benefit of working solo is that you do have like full control over like every single thing. But
so you get to make all the decisions, and it's all on you, and so full control.
Yeah, but at the same time you're kind of trying to be jack of all trades, but for some projects I think that works, but for others you really need the knowledge and the expertise of people who are focused on the one thing. So whether it's like backgrounds, whether it's music, or one or two things, but it's kind of like there just isn't enough time for a person who's working solo, who's doing a more ambitious project, to just learn all of this stuff. And a lot of this takes years for people to actually be good at it. So
can you imagine producing something like At the Chime of the Bell by yourself in 30 days?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay.
Can I swear?
You can swear. We'll kick anybody out that doesn't like it.
All right. It absolutely would have been. It would have been awful. No, I would not have. We would not have gotten to that if people weren't lending their time and their talents. Yeah.
Man.
But but then it's like managing. There's a whole kind of management hat that you have to put on as well, which is its own kind of challenges.
When I hope you come back next year and do another Spooktober. But going forward, do you have a preference now? Do you prefer are you going to go back and do some solo, or are you going to try and pull a team together going forward?
I definitely want to work in a team, but I'm not sure if I want to do my own project or if I want to join a project. I like kind of learning about the way that other people do things, and the way that, I mean, you're very isolated when you're working in a jam, because you can kind of see a little bit about other people discussing their projects and everything, but when you're actually in there seeing how they're doing things, I think you pick up on a lot of, what are the best ways to actually go about things and problem solve, and especially with people who have done it for a while. I'm kind of keen to see, I think next year, maybe my own project, but definitely like expanding on my knowledge, on learning about how people do things, how jam can be done.
I think it's absolutely like one of the ways. So watching mistershins go through this process over this is the third year she's done Spooktober, and going from kind of like a very small team at first, and then joining somebody else's team the next year, and coming back again to direct her own this year. Like all the stuff, like she did stuff this year that she could not have done. Like she pulled off things that she could not have pulled off just because she had learned so much from people. And that's I think that's a great way to approach a jam. So awesome. John and Michael, have you guys done Spooktober before? Or other jams? Is this your first jam, or are you guys seasoned veterans?
Do you want me to go first? Or do you want...
Go ahead. Okay. You spoke up, so it's you now.
I wasn't sure. I've actually only started doing game jams this year. I've mostly been doing freelance art for the past 6 years, though, professionally.
Oh, wow.
This is my first Spooktober. I did have an idea of my own. I didn't end up having the time for it, but I am very thrilled I was able to fully commit to this project just because of how fun it is, and I just really like the themes. Yeah, I'm actually relatively new to game jams and game jam art, but I've done a bit of everything in terms of visual assets. Usually sprite art, but I've done CGs, I've done key art, things of that nature.
Did you have any trouble sort of adjusting to the way like the pace of the jam, or were you able to just drop in and knock things out?
A bit of both, if I have to be honest. I have a habit of over-critiquing my own work. So the jam
I'm familiar with that.
That's
a common one. Good. Super self-critical. Good for you.
Yeah. The jam settings definitely helped me sort of counteract that, I would say, just because I don't have the time to overthink it. I just kind of have to do it. So it has helped me, at least in terms of my confidence. And,
excellent.
And just like work speed a bit, actually. So I can't really complain.
Good deal. Well, people were complimenting your sprite art in I don't know if you saw in the chat, like people were like, "Oh, this looks so good." Yoshi had crushes on all the characters, including Mr. Hollow. So,
well, that means I'm doing my job well.
You were doing your job well. That's actually a huge compliment because Yoshi is a huge consumer. Like every time I mention like any like anime or manga or manhwa, he's like, oh, I read that. I already read it. I did it. So he's like, he's your audience.
Thank you for the kind word.
John, what about you? Have you worked on jams before, or is this the first time?
This was my second jam. I only started doing jams this year. I did the Liminal Game Jam a few months ago, and that was also a visual novel.
How long is the Liminal Jam?
That one we had 3 months.
3 months. Oh wow.
Yeah. So going from that to like, oh, you only got 1 month to write the soundtrack was that was an adjustment. I was working on 2 projects actually for this jam. So I had this one and then another one I was working on. So it was a busy month, man. Let me tell you.
Wow. Yeah. No. And I gotta say, I'm loving what I'm hearing. I went to your guys' game page. I was like, oh, this soundtrack is so good. I need to just like get like if you guys have dropped like a little soundtrack, I was just gonna get it and play it for the intro and outro of the stream. I ended up just playing it off of the game. It's very very Danny Elfman is what I'm hearing. But I'm sure there's lots of. Can you talk a little bit since we're talking to you like about what inspired the soundtrack and how you like what your process was for this?
Well, you got the influences right. Definitely a lot of Danny Elfman, a lot of like the Beetlejuice soundtrack, and Mark Shaman's score for both of the Addams Family films.
Nice.
Yeah, I love those. It's like goofy macabre. I was trying to go for that.
That is such goofy macabre should be the name of the genre. I really like that. Yes, this is well in the goofy macabre wheelhouse. For like instrumentation, are you like how much of this is like? Are you pulling out any like? Is this all synth or like? I can't tell. Are you?
Thank you. This is all samples. I did play the piano for the last track, the ending theme, and I am not a pianist, so
oh wow,
that's fantastic. Okay, well, it sounds so great. It's so melodic and energetic. I like huge compliments to you. Hats off to you. I hope you get the award.
Oh my gosh, yes, please, John. I freaking hope so.
Fingers crossed for John, everybody. Waiting for Shins to get to the ask questions part. Craig has questions. Craig, like, hang on. We will like Adam. Like, if you guys have questions for the devs, please like add them up, and we'll ask them all, and hopefully we'll get answers. Cadmium says, "I need pronouns ASAP." So, okay, really quick. That's a great. Thank you, Cadmium. Amra, can I get your pronouns?
Oh, was she, her?
She, her. John?
Mm-hmm.
He, him.
He, him. And Michael?
He, they.
He, they. Okay. Thank you, Cadmium, for asking the question. Amra, I really have to ask, where did this script come from? Can you talk a little bit about what inspired the narrative of this game? And how did what was your approach to developing the story? Because this is way different than what I've seen from you before, and I'm just so blown away. Please.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that a lot of these stories have in common is that they're all shelved.
Oh, really?
Ideas.
So this is like an idea that you had on the shelf, and you're like, I'm just going to pull this out for Spooktober this year.
Yeah, it was very vague because a couple of months ago I was doing like an online course looking at Gothic romance, the genre.
Very nice.
And writing Gothic romance. And I was, one of the tasks, and I never got to doing it, was doing a short story. So this was originally going to be a short story. But I just had kind of ideas, and I didn't have the time, so it got shelved. And then Spooktober was coming up, and I kind of thought, okay, well, I need something, and I kind of thought, okay, maybe some kind of spooky Gothic romance. I like some of the tropes in that.
A really quick aside for our audience, if you're not familiar with Gothic romance, that might be something like Jane Eyre or Wuthering Heights. I think like Rebecca. stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I was a lot of kind of female protagonists holding lanterns and exploring dark, creepy mansions. That's a very kind of, it's very, very stereotypical, but it was that. And I remember kind of coming up with ideas, and they were all just funny ideas because I just couldn't take it seriously. I couldn't write anything serious. So
I love that about you, by the way, because I saw the sprite art and I saw the thumbnail, and I was like, oh, that looks very different for Amra. And I wondered, I wondered if I was gonna if your humor was gonna come through, and and it has, so thankfully. But that was kind of gonna be my you knowing what some of your previous writing and how humorous it is. I was really pleased to see how you kind of you found your own voice within this is Gothic romance meets Amra.
I don't think I could write it differently. I don't think I could do it seriously. But yeah, when I started doing the story outline, this was within the 2 weeks before the jam, and I was kind of deciding to do it as a team. And I was kind of contacting John, and Michael, I think, reached out to me because I was pitching the idea. And and then it just kind of some of the serious elements I was not expecting, actually. I mean, that kind of ended up in there.
Such great moments. I really appreciate. Man, have you considered or looked into screenwriting? Is that something that are you looking to hit out into other kinds of writing? Are you ever thinking about writing for film or anything like that?
I was thinking of writing speculative fiction, short stories, mainly fantasy, and then expanding to longer novels.
Nice.
This is
totally
really
scary rom-com material. It really works. You could.
Yeah, I was afraid that some of the ideas were just going to be oh no, this has been in 100 different things. But whatever, let's just have fun with it.
I think when you take something that's been done but you do it well, I think the trick is doing it well. And I feel like you really hit all your moments here with the writing. Very much appreciated.
That's what I reached here.
Well, yeah, I can't stop going about it.
Thank you.
Michael, with the art, what inspired the look of these characters? How did you approach your process in creating the leads?
Well, actually, it was a collaborative effort with Amra.
Oh, okay. So Amra was like, I have an idea of what these guys are going to look like, and you interpreted?
Basically, yeah. I had a lot of good references to work with, but also the general aesthetics of the setting as a whole is something I draw pretty frequently. So I didn't really have much trouble.
Was it in your
figuring
wheelhouse?
out. Yeah, absolutely. I heard about the project during, was it the first meet and greet? I think so. So I just kind of jumped in on that as soon as I could, because I'm like, I have to be a part of this.
Oh, that's
very,
fantastic.
very excited.
It sounds like Amra didn't know that. She's like, oh, I thought you were like, oh, I guess I'll join this team. At least it's a Spooktober team, and I'm on one now. No, but you were excited about it. That's wonderful. It's always good to be excited about joining a team and doing and something being in your wheelhouse, so to speak. Same kind of question, So John went from a 3-month jam to a 1-month jam, and it sounds like the process sort of changed. Did you have any trouble kind of adapting to that jam pace?
Yes and no. My background is in film scoring.
Oh, okay.
And,
so that can be very fast. It can have to be they come to you like, oh yeah, we have a festival and we're going to be, we need you in a week.
No, exactly. We would get I would be on a team with other composers, and we would get, a film and we'd have a set date for a recording session too. So it's not only a deadline for when the film needs to get out, it's a deadline for we need music done I mean, like a couple weeks before the director really needs the music, so we have like less time than we would normally get. So I'm very used to like late nights, crunching, stuff like that, because that was my whole I went to graduate school for film scoring, and that was a big thing. Stress was like, yeah, sometimes you're not going to get a lot of sleep. You got to have a lot of work. Get over it. And so, as much as I hated it during the time, I'm really thankful I went through that, because although there were still some times where I'm like, how am I going to get all this music done during this jam? I was like, I can handle this, I think. Or at least I don't have a choice. I have to handle it. So it was just one of those things, man.
Just one of those things.
You got to white knuckle it. And yeah. And I enjoy working, so it's like I enjoy what I do. So it's like I really can't complain. I mean, I can, but like
can,
yeah.
but not this time, not right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Amra, what about for the writing? You've done this jam particularly before, but this is a lot more text than Patty Makes Breakfast. Did you have any did you have trouble like meeting your deadline, or was it?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It was continuously setting. You know what? It brings me back to my writing my PhD days, where I set a deadline for myself, and no, that's past that. Okay, next one. No, past that one too. It's just like I try not to like internalize it too much and make it sound like it's a personal failing, a deep personal failing. It's like no, it just happens like this. But yeah,
and it's
definitely,
tough too because the writing, like everything is like waiting, like everybody's waiting on the writing to be done.
Yes.
To continue. So you're like, you have this goal to finish by what, the 15th or the 17th or something like that. So everybody can get their assets in and get everything programmed in before the submission on the 30th, the 30th.
It was pretty crazy because I had the story outline and it was fairly detailed. Like it was before the jam and I kind of had a sense of, okay, well this happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. It's all kind of rough. And then I think what threw me off a bit, well, first of all, because suddenly I was doing project management and it was like, oh no, I have to recruit another person for this thing and I didn't do that. And but I think also but I think also in terms of writing, like it's easier for me to do writing that's kind of like adventure based. It's very contained. You're not really doing any character development really. It's very like Patty was very simple in terms of that. And then previous ones as well that I did were just very silly and very kind of straightforward.
No, I still remember the story that I read about the characters in Middle Earth that are on Sauron's side. Like, yes. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Good stuff.
But that was that kind of story where I can do it pretty fast. But what I found with this one was that Daniel and Violet just seemed to have more emotions that I needed to deal with.
They had a lot going on.
They did. And, there was this whole kind of, like, backstory that I had for Daniel as well, like, that I didn't actually cover, like, stuff happening that had happened with him. And I was like, what are you doing, Amra? You need to get this script out. And at the same time, it's like, how do I fit this in? Can I make it heart-wrenching?
Just one more thing.
Just one more thing. So, yeah. So
I'm so glad that you did just one or two more things. There were so many nice moments where the characters opened up. When we find out that Daniel, that Daniel's dad was taken in by Avery's aunt, and because of his mom dying, and this bitterness that exists, like that was an awesome moment. I think it was Manic who was like, I think I just fell in love with Daniel. I think Daniel might be the one for me. So
yes,
yeah,
good.
Great work.
Thank you.
Michael, can you tell us what your biggest challenge was that you faced. You're laughing.
Oh gosh. Honestly, probably timing.
Timing.
I deal with a lot with personal things alongside this, but also trying to manage jam timelines alongside some other VN work I'm doing, like not related to jams, and then my professional work. So trying to find ways to just really schedule it.
Right, the balance. Like you can't just drop everything. Your life still goes on even as the jam grind hits. Yeah.
I definitely was admittedly a little bit more behind than I wanted to be. But I do think in the end it did still come together really well, and I'm really proud of some new things I learned along the way, because I did find a way to sort of streamline the sprites a bit easier, especially the various expressions and the like.
The expressions were great.
So-
They really pop. I especially love this might be like it might be kind of obvious, but man, the blushes, those blushes were so effective. It's like, oh,
I'm so glad.
Avery's blushing. It was adorable. Yeah, it really hit. Craig Meister says Daniel's going to be a household name soon. That's funny. So timing, did anything else trip you up, or it sounds like you were able to manage this pretty well, actually.
I feel I don't want to sound overconfident ever, so I'm very worried. I'm like explaining myself a little bit awkwardly. But I have learned, at least throughout the year, because sprite work has been the most of what I've done for Game Jam so far. I've figured out a good way to streamline things so it's a little bit less stressful.
Nice.
For this particular, I think the best thing I've learned was actually using toggles instead of manually redoing the face every single time.
Yeah.
So that definitely cut out a lot of extra time that I was really worried I wouldn't have.
Layers and yeah, layers and toggles and all that, like all those little things, like, oh, I don't have to. It's a small thing. It's a small thing, but like those expressions add up, right?
The most annoying thing I ever did was I literally would paint over the base sprite multiple times.
Oh no.
To do the different expressions. I'm like, I can't do this. I have to make it easier.
Good for you for finding that.
I've learned a lot.
That's awesome. John, what about you? Any like, what was your biggest challenge here?
I think maybe trying to fit the mood of the game, or trying to really capture that. Trying to take a less is more approach with some of these cues. Because there's one in particular, I think it was the romance cue, where I went kind of like, even though we had talked about that, I talked about this with Amra. I was like, oh, you want like a less is more approach? Got it. And I still kind of went and threw a bunch of stuff at it, and she was like, yeah, it's a little, kind of sounds like a wedding march, kind of sounds like Paco Bell's canon. I'm like, no, it doesn't. And it totally did. It absolutely did. I was like, oh no, man.
So I love this. This is great, because I think this is the stuff that I want to hear, because in every jam, like people, like you might like attack a problem, right? And you've done a really good job of solving that problem, you think, but then the director comes back is like, that's great, but can you do it differently? Right?
I gotta be honest with you, I was actually kind of relieved, because when I submitted it, I was like, that's pretty good, which is never a good sign. You never want to have that's pretty good. You know what I mean? I was like, that's pretty good. And she's like, no. And I was like, oh, and then part of me was like, oh, thank God, dude. I was just going to sit on the drive and never see the light of day.
Amra, that,
so, yeah.
just to put that out there, that's a sign of a good director, Amra. If you're like, when people are like, oh, like you saved me from just giving you the basic thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think one of the challenges with this project, and it was just time, because I knew that in terms of music, like I need to have clear scenes, and like John was telling me, can you do some kind of describing words for like this part and this part, just so that I get a sense of, okay, what do you want in terms of music here? And like for some of them I was kind of trying that, but it was a bit difficult. It was like, I've never done this before, and how do I describe this? And so like I was kind of doing that for every scene and like different parts. But
Oh yeah, just having to wrap your head around like how do I describe something that is inherently abstract, like music, how I want it? Like when John just said the less is more approach, I was like, does that mean less instrumentation, or what does it mean? And having to get to the bottom of that.
Like, I think it would have definitely helped John more if the scenes were already there, and and we had like we coded it in like the sprites and the backgrounds and stuff. Because I think that, but we're running out of time.
you don't have that luxury.
He did really well. Like, given like what little we had to give him at the earlier stages. Yeah, because I know that like with music, he has to have something there, something like the more information that he has to work with, the better.
Knowing those emotional beats, etc.
Exactly.
Gotcha. For you, Amra, what was your biggest challenge?
Oh, that's really hard.
No, you took on. I mean, this was a lot going from like. I'm assuming this is your first time directing a team, so like, challenges abound in that position.
It was the first time directing a team this big and with such a limited time frame. I'd say honestly the writing, because I was kind of surprising myself with just how long it was taking me, and just balancing that with my responsibilities as the project lead. I had my documentation. I was checking it every day and just updating and just making sure that everyone kind of knew where they were at. And just being like, okay, well, that thing didn't go according to plan. All right, we need to just pivot. Yeah. So I think it was mainly just really the writing and just, I don't know why it was just taking me so long.
I think I know why it took so long. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot there there's a lot going on. You've got this, this gothic horror mystery with a rom-com on top, essentially, and that's a tall order. So,
yeah.
You knocked it out. Well done.
Thanks, everyone.
So, what is? I'll go back to Michael here. Michael, what is your favorite part? What is your favorite element of the game design, or the thing that you're most proud of?
Oh gosh, that's really hard to answer.
I'm sorry.
Can you like overall, or just specifically the aspect I did?
Overall, it can be somebody else's. It can be somebody else's thing, or both. If something that you did that you're proud of, or that's your favorite, or something, or it can be multiple answers. Interpret the question as you will.
Well, John's music is outstanding. I absolutely love the soundtrack, and I would buy it myself if I had the ability to. Also, just generally from the overall development design aspect, I really did enjoy the banter between the two characters. Just reading back and forth is really how they interact with each other is really just my cup of tea.
The banter is phenomenal. Yeah.
So if I had to pick my favorite, it'd probably be that.
You really did. Yeah, it's good banter. I was like, I as I was reading it, I was going, oh my god, I've really got to nail this reading, and I, yeah, just great, just very well. Great answer, Michael. What about you, John?
Michael's sprites, Michael's art. I mean, the aunt is like terrifying looking. I was not ready for that when I first played through this game. I was like, oh, that's horrifying. Jesus, I don't want to look at that thing. But like, that's great. Definitely that, and the humor in it that Amra was able to get into the game. Like when we were watching your stream earlier, I was talking to them. One of my favorite scenes in the game is when Violet, I think is her name, just kind of sheepishly walks over or kind of scooches over to Daniel. It's so funny, dude. Oh my god. Like after she frees him from like the shears, and she just kind of like casually walks over like nothing happened. Like that embarrassing moment didn't just happen. So good.
I love the he's sauntering bit right at the beginning.
Yeah.
He's sauntering. And then I did not expect him to be such an asshole. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Michael's in the chat going, "Help! I'm a bit shy. Can you tell?" You're doing great, Michael. You're doing great.
So good.
You're doing so good. Don't worry. We're all on the internet. We're all shy. Amra, what about you? Favorite part or thing you're most proud of?
Oh, I really can't answer that.
That's
I
okay.
really struggle with that one. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, I remember.
It's okay. Like it's like having a baby, right? And somebody's like, "What's your favorite part about your baby?" So yeah, it might not be a fair question.
So I had like I remember my reactions whenever people would send me things. Like I remember when John submitted the first piece of music, which was the main menu music, and I just remember listening to that and being like, oh God, I hope I make him proud. I hope I make this thing like something good, because holy cow, like this is just like a small project, John. I'm gonna try my very best. But that one just shocked me, and then when I got Michael's sprites for Violet was the first one, and I just was like, oh God, she's adorable. And like the amount of like different eyes and mouths that they gave me, it was just I was like, oh my God.
just the volume of it.
Beyond. Yeah, and then of course Ru's not here. You know, I mean
with the backgrounds. Ru is the background artist, correct?
Ru was the background artist, so talented. I would just kind of say, oh, can you do this and change this, and any kind of like, there were so many changes that I was asking from him, and he was always like, yeah, sure, I can do that. Sorry. So like there was so many shots there that just blew me away, and and when we had like I can't not mention Owen, who was doing the programming, like the bulk of it during that month, and anything that I couldn't figure out because I'm not a programmer, he was just like, oh yeah, it's like this, and do you want me to go ahead and do it? And he just goes ahead and does it, and I'm like,
oh, that's wonderful.
Okay, could you do that? And he just goes and does it, and what a godsend.
Oh yeah, a good programmer is like magic. That's cool.
He was. So I've actually worked with him for years on other things. We went to university together and everything. So I knew how he works, and I knew that he's like really conscientious, and like he's got a bit of perfectionism in him as well, which is not great. But yeah. And then of course I can't not mention Mabity as well. Like they did amazing job with the user interface. Where I was just like, most of the time when I was talking to them, because we were totally different time zones, because they're based in Spain and I'm in Australia.
Oh wow!
And we were totally different time zones. And every time I was talking to them, I was exhausted. They just were kind of patient with me, because it was always like, it always just happened to be like user interface stuff. I don't know. It's like nothing's computing. I'm so sorry, Mabity.
So Mabity is the UI artist, and somebody was, I think it was Cadmium that was complimenting the UI. So kudos to your artist in Spain, Mabity. Great job. I was going to ask you this, Amra. We talked a little bit about this. There's not a whole lot of choices in this, but can you talk about choices in visual novels a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, last year with Patty Makes Breakfast, I went overboard with choices, and the kind of programming side. And this time, I really want it to be much more linear, just in terms of managing things. So the scope, the more branching that you have in a visual novel, the more choices that you have that matter, that have some impact. And that can be either kind of directing you to a particular path, or it can be, maybe some kind of calculation in the back, because you might be doing some statistical stuff. So some, when you're thinking like character
Adding
sheets.
up like good versus evil points or something like that. Is that kind of what you mean?
And like how much, I mean, in some other alternate universe, maybe the things that Violet chooses to say have some kind of, quantifiable impact on how Daniel sees her, so you can have things like that, but the more of that you kind of have, the more significance that your choices have.
Earlier in the chat, you mentioned that there was going to be a choice and you took it away. Is a system like that or something that you were wanting to implement in this game, or no?
I mean, I had one. I had an idea for like a shorter bad ending, which it was like the purpose of that was going to be you can go through that bad ending and it gives you information, right? So even though it's a bad ending, once you replay it, you're like, oh, okay, this would have actually happened, which was where she can decide whether or not to sit there and wait.
So you learn something from your bad ending that way. So it's not just like, oh, I've got to go figure it out back in the narrative, but you actually get some information so you can go, you can steer yourself in the other direction.
So you kind of get, if you were to choose to have her just sit there and not follow him, then you get to see the consequences of her not helping him out, which is kind of a catastrophic kind of thing that happens, because basically that's Hollow succeeding in whatever he was trying to do.
Right, and we don't want that. We want
no.
I have, that reminds me that I have a question about Hollow, but I'm going to save it for a little bit here. I'll go back to Michael here, picking on Michael. Cadmium was like, leave Michael alone. Michael, what do you hope that players take away from this game when they finish playing it?
Oh gosh, I don't know if I'm the best one for this.
Well, we'll ask everybody. Go for it.
Oh man. What I hope I take away from it, honestly, is just seeing the amount of passion that was put into it, which I know is probably a very shallow answer, but
no,
that's just
not
kind
at
of
all.
like the truth of it. I was really kind of a quiet sideline sort of character during the actual working process. I'm not super chatty usually, but I was still lurking around and seeing how everyone was bantering back and forth and seeing it all come together. And I really, really do hope that everyone sees the amount of love and care that was put into just every little detail of this.
That is a fantastic answer. That is, everybody in chat is cheering you on, by the way. Michael's doing their best and I'm proud of them, says Cadmium. John, what about you? What do you hope that people take away from this?
Oh no, I'm even less qualified to answer this than Michael is. I don't want to do that. I'm going to piggyback off what Michael says, but I'm going to piggyback off what Michael says. I really do hope people see how much effort and love went into making this project, into the smallest details too, like the facial expressions, the writing, everything. I hope people realize there was a lot of love. As stressful as it could be, there was a lot of care that went into this.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great answer again. And Amra, what about you?
I mean, ultimately, I just wanted it to be fun for people. It's light enough, and it's not really trying to be some commentary on the bigger things. So I mean, you could read it like that, I suppose. But
no,
it was just ultimately, if they have fun, if players have fun, then that's a massive success in my eyes.
I had fun. I had such a good time playing. Mission accomplished, at least in my case.
Yay, thank you, yay.
So I have I've got two more questions, but I'm going to go ahead and open it up because it sounded like some people in the chat had questions for you guys. So anybody that has questions in chat now for the developers of At the Chime of the Bell, please go ahead and write them in the chat. If you can do the highlight message thing, that's even better, so I don't miss it. And I'll go ahead and ask my next question while those questions come in. Michael, because we're going in a circle now. If you could go back and give your past self one piece of advice when you started the project, what would it be?
I know I did say that this had helped being less self-critical, but I do still have that problem. Alongside my timing, part of what was taking me so long is I just was so nitpicky about the little details and making sure everything was right. And I really want to have more confidence in myself.
That is
I
very valid.
Would love to remind
I think we
myself that
all
it's
would
okay.
like that for ourselves. It's very, very relatable. John, what about you?
Okay, so I made this like schedule for myself of like, how many days I think it would take to write a certain cue. And I think I would just like go back and be like, hey, it's gonna take you a couple more days than you think to write some of these. Like, I had like one where I'm like, I can write that in a day, and I'm like, no, you can't. No, you're not gonna be able to do that. So
That's also kind of me in the background.
yeah, you can just tell them like, hey, I love the confidence, but like, let's put the brakes on here. Let's be a little more realistic.
Very good. Very good. Amra, if you could give your past self one piece of advice before you started the project, what would it be?
I'd say, you know what? This is funny because I think you asked me this last year, and I said the same thing.
I did. I asked you this last year.
And I think this time as well, it's going to be planning.
It's the same thing. Well, that's very human.
Same thing. Look, I am trying to be kind to myself because I know that this was a much bigger, more complex project. People were involved. There's much more in terms of management than there is when you're doing solo. It is simpler in so many ways. But I think if I could do this again or in the next jam, I would definitely. But also, it's like now I know so much more. I know how the different people work. I know the right questions to ask early on.
Yeah. It strikes me that like your answer last year was planning, but like plan better, like do better at planning. But then your challenge, like as like directing a project with a big team is also like you're dumping this planning challenge on yourself too. So
yeah, so it's like, if I were to do like a retrospective and be like, oh well, what could I have done better and stuff, it's like, well, I need to be careful that I'm not criticizing this whole thing and criticizing myself, where really it was like a month of such a short time. And I will say
it goes by quick.
Yeah, I will say very quickly, Stella, the organizer of Spooktober Jam, she did say like a couple of days before the thing was due, when we were all freaking out, where she said she hadn't seen in all her time anyone who had found like the perfect formula for creating a visual novel in the span of a month. She was basically saying it doesn't really exist. The nature of the beast is such that, things don't go according to plan, and you just need to kind of be kind to yourself and understand that that's just the way things are.
That's such great advice from Stella. Kudos to Stella, our patron saint of Spooktober.
Yes.
One last question from me for you guys. If anybody else, Cadmium says his question was the pronouns. So what is next from you guys? Does anybody have irons in the fire or anything that you're pursuing? We'll start with Michael. Sorry, Michael.
Well, no, it's okay. I have a few things going on in the background outside of my usual traditional workload. I am working on making my first game on my own. I'm also helping another team, but for my first game, it is also actually a gothic romance. It's a villain romance.
Oh wow!
So,
do you have a title yet?
Not yet. That is the one thing I can't figure out to save my life. I have all of the lore and 20,000 words just for the pitch.
Oh dang!
And yet, I cannot figure out a good aesthetic title. But I am very excited about it, and I'm handling basically most of the art assets for it. So CGs, sprites, for all of the many characters there are.
Kabib says that's a thick pitch. That is, yes, 20,000 words.
To be fair, I guess it is because I have the outline, like very, very rough outline before we refined it, and all of the character Bibles. And even the character Bibles aren't done yet, so I'm very excited nonetheless.
Fantastic. Do you have any sense of like, are you marketing this yet, or are you still kind of you're still in the early phases?
Kind of in the early phases. I'm hoping I can market it. It's probably not going to be this year, if I'm being honest with my current schedule, but hopefully next year. My ideal is getting through the prologue on a couple of chapters, and then if it's well received, kind of adding more characters to it in terms of like love interests, because right now it's set mostly just between our MC, who is a set character and is very loud. Love him to bits. He's so annoying, but like in a charming way. And
I'm sold already.
It's building obsession with the love interest, who's just like the mysterious stranger that is taking all of his limelight away. And he's just like, I can't have this. I can't have this at all. I have to fix it immediately. What is my few words description of it? Yeah, as
I'm so intrigued.
Of love, hate, envy, and vampirism. So it's a vampire romance.
There's vampirism.
Of course it is.
Okay, so we got to look forward to your trail of love, hate, envy, and vampirism. That sounds awesome.
Yes, more.
John, what about you? Do you have any irons in the fire? Anything you're working on next that you know of?
There were a couple cues that I didn't have enough time to write for this jam, so I'm still technically working on the project, so I don't know. Other than that, no.
No? Okay.
No.
We will keep an eye on you, because obviously you're going places.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on everything that John does for a while, I think.
People are going to be hitting up John for gothic romance music. What do we call the genre? I forgot already. So good. Really quick, we have an ad starting in about 10 seconds. I think I'm going to go ahead and break because I want to talk to you guys just a little bit more. So can we hang out for 3 minutes and we'll come back?
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We will be right back. See you in just 3 minutes. Sorry to anybody that's behind the commercial wall. Welcome back, everyone. Okay. Are we all here?
Yep.
Fantastic. So we were talking, I was asking what everybody is doing next. So Amra, what is next for you?
So as John said, we are looking back at, found some spelling mistakes.
So you'll be updating this game?
Yes. So not major updates, because I'm conscious of, people want to move on. Like, that's totally understandable, and I do too. Like, but certainly there were a couple of things that we were like, we have a wish list, which is a great idea to have, because it's like, okay, well, anything that would be great to have, but given the time frame, we may not be able to. So we were all kind of just talking about that, and so the next update is going to have some additions. As John said, there's like music, and I'll see also in terms of just there's that one scene where the art is doing Latin. I think I can make that a little bit creepier. And yeah, so there's a couple of things that can be done. But beyond that, I'm probably gonna do another jam soon. Cause
very cool. What do you have an eye on a specific jam?
No, but I can see potentially doing a December one, which is insane because
That's like right around the corner. Oh my god.
yeah. Potentially.
Potentially a
Yeah.
December jam. Okay. Well, let us know if you do another jam, what you have done. We'd love any kind of follow up. And I try to keep up with what you're doing on Itch. So, and now I've got you. I guess I've got you on Blue Sky now too. So if you promote your stuff on Blue Sky, I'll see it. Cadmium and Craig, thank you for the welcome backs. I guess sort of lastly, is there anything that I missed? Anything that you guys want your players to know? And no, it's okay to say no. It's very broad. Like, no, not really. We're done. We covered everything.
Just very quickly, I did in my rush forget Kai, my editor.
Oh yes, kudos to Kai.
And he's been incredibly patient. And yeah, so I kind of forgot about him. I'm so sorry.
No.
But yeah. But in terms of what you were saying in your question, I think it comes back to, for me anyway, yeah, just as long as people kind of have fun with it, and yeah, you're not supposed to take it too seriously.
Don't take it too seriously. Have fun.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been such a pleasure, and everybody in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out and going on this journey with us. The developers here are from At the Chime of the Bell, which is currently in competition in the Spooktober Jam. You can go ahead and if you click the link, you can download it and play it yourself and rate the game. And I really emphasize, please rate the game, because it helps them get visibility in the jam. And the Nightbot just dropped the link for the Spooktober Jam generally. But if you use that link at the top of the chat, you'll go right to this game, to At the Chime of the Bell. We look forward to more work from you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time and making this effort. To everybody on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And I'll have links to this game in the details section below the video. Thank you, everybody. I hope we get to do this soon. We get to chat soon again.
Yeah, likewise. And thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and jump out of chat, and we'll go ahead and raid out.
Okay, good night. Bye.
Good night.
Thank you
Bye.
for having me.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.